Ladies and gentlemen, Brielle Jones. Our next senior is Jamie Bittinger. Bittinger joining Jones and returning to 1 year. During her second career, Bittinger has appeared in 87 matches and a total of 276 assists. Only an impressive 767 hits, Bittinger is also accounted for 60 service aces. Earlier this season, Bittinger recorded 24 digs and a 3-1 victory over Felician University. Bittinger, a native of Salisbury, Pennsylvania, graduated this past May with a degree in health science and a previous concentration is currently pursuing a degree in occupational therapy at the College of Health Professions. She is joined on the court by her parents, Alicia and Jeffrey Bittinger. Ladies and gentlemen, Jamie Bittinger. Up next is Sydney Gardner. Gardner's 40 years old, otherwise she's appeared in 42 matches today, in total 132 sets. Gardner has won 328 kills to go along with 114 games and 27 blocks, 3 solo and 24 assists. Last season, Gardner turned in a 12-kill performance, or 12 multi-kill performances, including a 28-kill match and 3-1 victory over William Beacom. Gardner, native of Snellville, Georgia, is set to graduate with a degree in childhood education from the School of Education. She is joined on the court by her parents, Lisa and Gregory, and siblings Brian, Courtney, and Cameron Gardner. Ladies and gentlemen, Sydney Gardner. Up next is Madison Lupita. Ladies and gentlemen, Madison Lupita. Our next senior this afternoon is Jada Street. Street is number 40 in the second quarter, and Street has appeared in 64 matches to go and a total of 201 sacks. Street has combined 308 kills, 180 hits, 74 blocks, 15 solo, and 59 assists. Some account for 366 points to date. Last season, Street tallied kills in every match except for one, including 3 double-digit kill performances. Street, a native of Swanee, Georgia, is set to graduate with a degree in health science from the College of Health Sciences. She is joined on the court by her father, Reginald, and her sister, Jessica. Ladies and gentlemen, Jada Street. Final senior this afternoon is Stephanie Sicilian. Sicilian is a number 40 member of the Sevens volleyball program. Sarah has appeared in 32 matches, all in the blue and gold for a total of 83 sets, totaling 181 assists and 122 days into the service bases, including 8 straight double-digit assist performances in her career, highlighted by a 20-assist match against Felician. Sicilian is set to graduate from Pace with a degree in computer science from the Steinberg School of Computer Science and Information Systems. Sicilian is joined on the court by her parents, Sharon and Steve Sicilian. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephanie Sicilian. Please have one more round of applause for this year's graduating class of Pace Volleyball. Knights of St. Michael's College and your Pace University Setters. Let's meet this afternoon's starters. First for St. Michael's. Number 1, Alexandra Baez-Ventus. Number 4, Grace Almeida. Number 7, Katarina Nadolovich. Number 10, Dana Welch. Number 11, Beth Syverson. Number 14, Ellen Patterson. And your bearer this afternoon is number 5, Kayla Barman. St. Mike's is coached by Lauren Rowe, and she's assisted by Nick Pizzuti and Joe Gunn. Now let's meet the starters for Pace. A freshman middle hitter from Surrey, British Columbia, number 7, Jaden Biddy. A junior center from Scarsdale, New York, number 8, Georgette Constantina. A senior outside hitter from Snellville, Georgia, number 14, Sydney Gardner. A sophomore middle blocker from Sparta, New Jersey, number 16, Daniela Alistante. A junior right side hitter from Suwanee, Georgia, number 19, Jada Schreer. A graduate outside hitter from Palm Beach, Florida, number 20, Brianna Jones. And your libero this afternoon is a graduate student from Saylorsburg, Pennsylvania, number 6, Jamie Miniger. It's coached by Amanda Wilkins, and she is assisted by Skylar Keller. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise and remove any gaps for the playing of the national anthem.
We welcome you to the Goldstein Fitness Center in Pleasantville, New York for some NCAA Division II women's volleyball and another NE10 matchup between two teams who are neck and neck in the conference standings. It's the Purple Knights of St. Michael's College taking on your Pace University Setters. The postseason just around the corner as both of these teams looking to grab a win and continue to solidify their seat in the NE10 championship. Pace comes into this match with a 12-6 record compared to St. Michael's 5-8. However, St. Michael's is slotted one spot higher than Pace because of their performance against conference opponents. St. Michael's holds a 3-3 record in the NE10, while Pace's is 3-4. A win here can mean gaining distance against their opponent and potentially break into the top 5 in the rankings. Doesn't get much better than this. Hi, everyone. Jack Cunningham with the Pace Sports Network, and we are so pleased to have you join us this Saturday afternoon. The atmosphere for weekend volleyball never disappoints, but that isn't the only storyline for today's match. It's senior day for the Setters as they look to honor several upperclassmen who helped contribute to one of the best seasons for the Blue and Gold in the past 5 years. Seniors being honored today are headlined by Jamie Bittaker, Madison Lupica, Sydney Garner, Stephanie Sicilian, Jada Screen, and Brielle Jones. Expect them to have some big days and to continue their excellent seasons. We're going to take it down to the court and a couple starters for both of these squads, starting with St. Michael's. Alexandra Baez-Rentas, Grace Almeida, Kyla Farnan, Katarina Milatovic, Dana Welch, Beth Syverson, and Ella Patterson. Meanwhile, for Pace, Jamie Bittaker, Jaden Binning, Georgette Cosentino, Sydney Gardner, Daniela Albestante, Jada Screen, and Brielle Jones making the start here today. Going to start out with it is going to be St. Michael's, and it's going to be Baez-Rentas sending it over, and we are underway here in the Goldstein Fitness Center. Cosentino sets up Jones, but too far, and it's going to be St. Michael's striking first in the first set here. 1-0 for the Purple Knights. Baez-Rentas going to send it over once again. Bittaker receives it. Cosentino calm, sets up screen on the outside. And too much power once again. 2 attacking errors for this Pace volleyball squad. First for Jones, and now for Jada Screen on the opposite end. Both in the same position. One more time for Rentas, and now Albestante is going to get involved off the front line, and it's going to stay in bounds. Pace strikes back, and it's a 1-point game as Brielle Jones, one of the seniors being honored today, actually a grad student for this squad and has been terrific throughout her career. One of the best in the past couple seasons to wear the blue and gold. She rips that one over. Set back up. It's going to be Patterson. Cosentino, and now just trying to get it over is Sydney Gardner, but it's going to go off the net, and the Purple Knights are going to take it over once again. So now into the game for the Purple Knights is going to be Caitlin O'Connor moving her way up to that front line. Ella Patterson back for the Purple Knights, and she floats it close to the line. Cosentino, Albestante over. And an attacking violation. Albestante made contact with the net. Another point for St. Michael's, 4-1. As Ella Patterson, only a sophomore for this squad, but has been one of the biggest attackers for them as well. Sydney Gardner receives. Cosentino over to screen. Received by Patterson, up at the net. And there's a point for Pace. It didn't look like it was going to make it over, as Albestante going to come out. Jaden Binning coming into the game. Moving back now is going to be the grad student libero, who is honored here today as well, Jamie Bittaker. She fires this one. Received by the other libero in Farnan, and now set up off the hands of Cosentino, and Dana Welch goes down with authority. Make it 5-2 for St. Michael's. Grace Almeida now takes her shot in the back. Here's the jump serve from Almeida. Brielle Jones starts it off. Cosentino, and a ball handling error by Jaden Binning. Another point for St. Michael's as they're getting a little bit of a nice run to start off this opening set here in Goldstein Fitness Center. Once again, Almeida, and a service ace for Almeida. Right in front for Sydney Gardner. Tried to get a pancake dig and did not come up with it. 7-2 for the Purple Knights. Almeida, and there's going to be a service violation. So a service error for Almeida, and Pace is going to take over once again. Only a 4-point deficit as Jada Screen and Cosentino going to check out of the game. Maggie Ferguson and Madison Lupica coming in. Ferguson, one of those underclassmen who continues to step up big for this Pace squad. Very young squad for this Pace Setters team, although we are honoring several of the seniors. Farnan sets up. Caitlin O'Connor, and too far. Way out of bounds. So a point for Pace as Ferguson looking to get things going. Ferguson has been great at the serve so far. 17 service aces, only 13 service errors. And she continues again. She brings it back in play. O'Connor receives over to Rentis, and there's a point for St. Michael's. That's Syverson aiming for that back corner, and no one there to receive for Pace. 4-point game, and taking over for the serve is Dana Welch. She brings it over to Gardner. In between Ferguson and Bittiger, Lupika has to get it over, and she cannot. Lupika off the net. And Welch, once again, here's Welch, left to right, over net. Gardner digs it up. Lupika, and now Jones is just going to bring it over, but sent back. Beth Syverson shuts that one down, and there's going to be the first timeout for Coach Wilkins. Pace is trailing 4-9 in this opening set, and St. Michael's looks great so far. As we're in the timeout, let's dive into the most recent matches for both of these teams. First, starting with St. Michael's, following a 3-2 win at home against St. Rose and increasing their win streak to 3. The Purple Knights started their 3-game road trip. They dropped their first game against Franklin Pierce, unable to come back on Franklin Pierce's 5-point run to start that 5th set. They dropped 2-3 in that match. They're on no rest tonight, as their most recent match was last night in Garden City, New York. The Purple Knights were swept by Adelphi, and Ella Patterson led the squad with 10 kills and 8 digs. They'll hope to salvage a road trip with a victory at the Dog Pound, and also upsetting the Setters on Senior Day. Well, let's talk about Pace's last couple matches at the next timeout, as the players begin to come back up. Back onto the court, and Dana Welch has been in the driver's seat so far. Pace has not had an answer, and they have a couple points with her sending it over. Here's Welch with the overhand to the back line in Jones, and Jones cannot receive it. Bittiger tried to play it out of bounds and just can't get there in time, and another point as St. Michael's is starting to hit their rhythm. Here's Welch once again. Jones gets a hand on this one. Ferguson sets up Binning up front, and right in between 4 St. Michael's players. No one made a play on it, and Binning just too hard for anyone to really try and advance and get that one back over the net. Sydney Gardner's going to come out, and coming in is the young promising freshman in Carolis Melendez. She's been named NE10 Rookie of the Week this season. Melendez shoots this one. Kept up by Jillian Orth, and now Rentis has to get it over. Ferguson now over to Lupika. Ella Patterson, a nice dig for her. St. Michael's slowing it down and rejected up front. Jaden Binning and Madison Lupika on the play. Pace still trails 6-11, and Carolis Melendez looks to get a run going herself and flip the momentum. Melendez over to Orth. Now Rentis sends it over, and out of bounds. It was Beth Syverson who was going for the power alley on the opposite side. No one really there, so if she was able to get it inbounds, it surely would have been a point for St. Michael's, but no dice there. Melendez right to left, over to Orth once again. Baez Rentis, now to Patterson. Melendez keeps that one in. Ferguson now to Binning, and Binning once again formed the campfire as she is splitting the defense. Absolute precision by Binning to find those openings and get her squad a couple points on the kill. She leads the blue and gold so far. That's retrieved by the libero, and Rentis is going to sneak that one over. Jones off the front line. Orth has to keep it in, and too much power up front for Jones. Pace storms all the way back, and it's going to be a timeout for Bro and St. Michael's. It's a 9-11 game, and a nice run by Pace now. Now over to Pace in their most recent matchup and how they got here. They're on a 2-game win streak, taking down the University of Bridgeport on the road and coming home with the sweep against Southern Connecticut State. The person who just got that point, Brielle Jones, she was phenomenal last week, securing a double-double in both of those games, 16 kills and 24 digs against the University of Bridgeport, and 10 kills and 11 digs versus Southern Connecticut State. The Setters performed much better on the road this year, so a win at home could set the Setters up nicely as they go on a 2-game road trip following Senior Day. They're 7-4 when in foreign territory. Meanwhile, at home, they just slightly have the advantage, 4-3, while at home, 12-6 overall, as we said in the pregame. Pace University Athletics would like to thank all of its corporate partners, including Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of Pace University Athletics. So Carolus Melendez is going to come back up following the timeout. Pace has been great so far following timeouts, but it was actually called by St. Michael's. Prime example of how great they've been after talking it over is this run started after a timeout from Coach Wilkins. Baez Rentis looks for an opening. Ferguson now to Lupica, and a floater. Baez Rentis keeps it alive. Great dig by her. Patterson. Now Bidiger setting up Jones on the outside. Off the front line, Patterson keeps it alive. Now to Baez Rentis. Ferguson. Bidiger. And Jones once again. Libero. And Farnan. Melendez. And a nice kill. On the outside for St. Michael's, so they're able to end that run following the timeout from Coach Bro. It's now a 9-12 game, and for service, it's Milanovic. Dig from Bidiger, and Binning once again tries to find that opening. Patterson sends it over. Bidiger digs it up. Ferguson nicely to Jones, and a great dig on the opposite side by Milanovic. Patterson needs to get it over. Ferguson sets up Lupica on the outside. Milanovic once again gets a forearm on that one, and out of bounds by Patterson. She had to get it over. Tried to just float it and disrupt the Setters' defense, get past that front line. And blue and gold is going to take over once again. They're still trailing St. Michael's 10-12 as Jaden Binning going to step back. She fires this one, and a service ace off the hands of Jillian Orth. Was kind of in an awkward position. Orth had to elevate her hands, and just going to bounce off her. Only a 1-point deficit now. Here's Binning once again. Fires a bullet. Orth keeps this one, but it's going to roll out of play. Binning continues to have a great game for the Setters, and we have a tie game here in Goldstein Fitness Center. Setters storm back in set one after going down big to start things off. Binning looking to take the lead. She fires a bullet, and too far, just outside that back line, as Binning's going to sub out of the game. Bidiger back in. Meanwhile, on the other side is Almeida. She's going to take out Beth Syverson. So the libero, Kyla Farnan, she sends it over the top. Brielle Jones now to Ferguson. Abastante trying to find an opening. Patterson sends one down. And what a strike on the outside by Ella Patterson. Patterson just continuing her great year. 194 points, averaging 388 points per set. Here's Farnan once again, and a service error, as she would like to have that one back. Farnan make it 30 service errors on the year, but also she's had 20 service aces, so has been solid, but breaking the 30 mark is not what she intended to do. Cosentino back into the game. She likes to slow it down on the service. Now she floats it over. Patterson keeps it alive, and now Milanovic gets it over the top. Off the front line. Nice dig by Farnan, and blocked up front. We're going to see if it was a violation. And it was a violation. Jada Screen made a blocking error. Coach Wilkins disagrees with the call. Still a 2-point deficit. Pace thought they had a point. Here's the L-shaped formation. Bittiger a little bit too far up front, and just going to joust that one back directly at Jada Screen, and it's still now a 3-point deficit. Baez-Rentes now sends it over, and Jones strikes it on the outside. Too much power for Milanovic, as she's been great so far. And getting a couple digs. Melendez going to check in, or check out of the game for Sydney Gardner. Brielle Jones back for the setters now. She sends that one over. Milanovic retrieves. Now Patterson set up too far, out of bounds, and a point for Pace. The blue and gold has had some success with Brielle Jones sending it over. 25 service aces, 22 service errors, so she has the advantage there. Patterson digs it up, setting up the outside, and Welch, and right to the Pace benches. Wilkins kicked it back in bounds, and another point for the setters. Here's Jones once again, and she sends it over the top. Here's Milanovic setting up Dana Welch, and retrieved by Sydney Gardner. Abastante floats it over. Patterson taking her chance. Jones retrieves. Cosentino floats it up for Gardner. Blocked up front and out of bounds. Pace takes their first lead of the day, and it's 17-16 in this opening set. Nice run with Jones. And she's firing this one past the net. Baez-Rentes up front and off the hands of Abastante and Jada Screen. Almeida shuts it down and ties the game at 17. This match has been back and forth. And it's Ella Patterson who sends it over the top. Bittiger now to Cosentino, and Abastante. No one is getting in front of that ball. Abastante, you could feel the velocity from up here as Bittiger now sends it right to left. Patterson retrieves it. Baez-Rentes now floated over. A sneak over by Binning. And now a sneak for St. Michael's. Here's Jones from the back line. Binning sets it up. Cosentino back to Screen. And out of bounds. Screen. A light touch over the top. And it's still 18s on the board. Both teams trying to run away with the lead and that momentum. It's going to be Almeida back for the Purple Knights. Jones digs this one up. Now to Mitting. Still kept alive from that front line. And it's Dana Welch off the hands of Bittiger. And now St. Michael's has the lead once again. 19-18 for the visiting team. Here's the serve. Jones knuckles that one. Now setting up Screen. Blocked up front. Cosentino keeps it alive. Now over to Gardner. And it's just going to be retrieved by Patterson. Up to Dana Welch. And Cosentino gets a nice dig in the backside. Jones has to get it over. Patterson. Now to Baez-Rentes. And Jones, it may have been out of bounds. Bittiger trying to keep it in play. And she cannot St. Michael's breaks into the 20-point mark. And they're looking for a run, flirting with the victory in the first set. Here's Almeida once again. Dug up by Jones. Now Gardner on the outside, an attacking error by Gardner. There's going to be another timeout for Coach Wilkins as they're trying to prevent any more points. All of those points in the latter half have been errors, whether it was an attacking error or on the receiving end as well. Pace trails St. Michael's 21-18. So far, Pace has had the edge over St. Michael's through their meetings in recent years. Pace has swept the Purple Knights in their last 4 matchups, and St. Michael's last win against the Blue and Gold came way back in 2015. Both teams outperforming their preseason projections, as Pace is looking to come out of this timeout in hopes of striking back and coming back with a couple points for themselves. Fans, this week is Social Justice Week for the Pace community. Social Justice Week is a community exploration of social justice and anti-racism in memory of Pace students, athlete Danroy DJ Henry. Over 40 events are scheduled, and you can visit at www.pace.edu/socialjusticeweek for the full calendar of events. DJ's family also founded the DJ Henry Dream Fund to carry on his legacy and passion to youth sports. More information on the DJ Henry Dream Fund and opportunities to get involved can be found online at the www.djdreamfund.org. We're back in play, and now Cosentino setting up bidding, floats it over. Patterson gets the dig. Now Tobias Rentas, and out of bounds. Just what the setters were looking for. They get the point back, and they're going to make some substitutions. Likely to see Maggie Ferguson going to start off with the serve, and she is. So far for the setters, they got their runs on the hands from Ferguson and also Jones. A nice spot for them to chip away at this lead and hopefully tie it. Maybe even take the lead. Ferguson, she's going to fire a bullet over. Patterson retrieves it. Baez Rentas on the outside to Welch and blocked up front. But it's going to be a blocking error. Sydney Gardner's pointing towards her forearm, so made contact with the net, and it's going to be Dana Welch. Just 3 points, and St. Michael's got their largest lead of the day from her, and it's going to be an attacking error. So after that huge point deficit on the hands from Welch, she gets a service error on her first chance. Still a 2-point match as Carolus Melendez checks back into the game, subbing out for Sydney Gardner. Baez Rentas was speaking over with the line judge as Melendez slowing this game down. Here's the jump serve by Melendez. Orth, a bullet, and there's going to be a ball handling error. The setters got blackjack, and it's a 1-point first set. As we said, Melendez has been coming up big for the Blue and Gold time and time again. She sends this one right to left. Patterson digs it up, and Bittiger, nice dig to keep that one alive. Jones has to float it over. Orth now to the St. Michael's outside hitter, and they have to keep it alive. Kept alive by Ferguson. Jones now over to Farnan. Baez Rentas setting up a nice play off the hands of the front line. Now Bittiger setting up Jones on the outside. Great dig on by Farnan, and a phantom sneak by Baez Rentas. Ferguson now to Lapika, taking her chance. Blocked by the front row once again. They're going to keep it alive. Baez Rentas, Bittiger, and they're going to slow things down. A joust, both teams trying to keep it alive. And St. Michael's is going to come away with the point following that volley. That one floating up right above the net. And who's going to be the one to want it? It ends up being Baez Rentas sending it over, and it's 21-23 in favor of St. Michael's. Here's Milanovic trying to get a hand on it, was Bittiger, and now Pace looking for perfection if they want to come back in this opening set. Milanovic, she's going to take her shot once again, left to right. Bittiger gets a hand on this one. Ferguson now to Binning, and off the hands of Orth, they strike back. Binning has been phenomenal so far this entire match. She's going to come out of the game as Pace is going to make their adjustments to the front row. Morgan Amos is now coming in for the serve. She overhands this one. Farnan now to Tobias Rentes. Ferguson keeps it alive. Now to Amos, setting up Jones in the middle. An overhand tap from the back line. Now Patterson looking to end it. Out of bounds. It's a 1-point deficit. And Pace can tie this game and force a win-by-2 situation. This set isn't over. Everyone, keep your eyes open and on the screen, because you might miss it if you blink. Here's Amos off the front of the net, and a great dig to keep it alive by Baez Rentis. Ferguson setting up Jones. Blocked up front, kept alive up front by Syverson. St. Michael's gets it over. Ferguson slowing it down. Now to Amos. Jones just has to tap it. Now to Farnan. Baez Rentis. Amos tries to get a hand on it. And St. Michael's is going to take the opening set. The Purple Knights will not get swept this time. The first time they avoid this sweep from the setters in the past 4 matchups. The blue and gold has swept the Purple Knights. So they take the opening set, and they're a dangerous team as we're going to take a break as the players get ready for that second set. Stay with us. This is the Pace Sports Network on NE10 Now.
I can't believe they kept it alive, because I was like, I'll just come out here and adjust the set every time. Okay. Did it change on its own? No, I tried. Yeah.
We welcome you back to the Goldstein Fitness Center for the Pace University women's volleyball team's senior day against the St. Michael College Purple Knights. The Purple Knights able to take that opening set as they lead 1-0. And they shocked the setters. It was a close match as St. Michael's won by 2. It was the final score of 25-23, and Pace looking for the rebound. So far in that opening set, leading the setters in kills is Jaden Binning. Meanwhile, on the opposing end is Dana Welch. But also, Kyla Farnan, 7 digs so far. Meanwhile, Pace has 2, tied at 5 apiece between Ferguson and Bittiger. Brielle Jones slightly behind with 4 digs herself. So starting out with it is going to be Cosentino for the blue and gold. They rotate sides, and Cosentino sends it over for the opening of the second set. Here's Bittiger keeping it alive. Cosentino to Abastante, blocked up front. Pace continues, trying to set up screen on the outside. Patterson now over to Bias Rentes, who sneaks it over. Melendez in recovery, and Abastante, she sends that one past the back line and out of bounds. So Patterson going to take over, and St. Michael's once again takes the first lead to start the set. Here's Patterson. Melendez off the wrong part of the knuckle, and a service ace for Patterson. Patterson has been a star for this squad. That's her 26th service ace on the year. 160 kills for the sophomore outside hitter. Here's Melendez, now to Cosentino. Blocked up front once again, kept alive by Cosentino. Jones sets up Melendez. Now Farnan gets a dig. Bias Rentes, and Pace gets a block of their own. Rejected by Jada Screen. And Daniela Abastante, a block assist for the two of them. Brielle Jones going to take over for the service. Here's the jump serve by Jones, right off the top of the net. Bias Rentes to the outside, blocked again by Abastante and Screen. They're going to try the same thing, and rejected. They cannot get it past that first line of the setters. It was Caitlin O'Connor doing her best. They kept trying to set her up on the left side. Here's Farnan, digs it up. Bias Rentes now going to the opposite end, and they have some success there. That's Dana Welch, who gets another kill, make it 4 so far. They're going to take out their libero in Farnan. And now for the service is going to be Grace Almeida. Right to left, Melendez keeps it alive. Cosentino over to Screen, and off the hands of Milanovic. Patterson keeps it. And Cosentino now over to Melendez, blocked up front. Melendez continues it. Cosentino back to Melendez, and blocked once again. Straight denial by the blockers up front for St. Michael's. 4-2 lead for the Purple Knights. Sending it over is Almeida. Bittiger. Cosentino now to Screen. To the back line, and getting a forearm on it was Almeida. But it just rolls back under the net, and Farnan going to check back into the game for Almeida. Now Jaden Binning subbing in for Daniela Abastante. The libero is back for the blue and gold. Bittiger fires this one. Bias Rentes right in front, and Pace cannot keep it alive. Trying to get a tip pass and diving for it was Bittiger, working her way up past the serve. 5-3 for the Purple Knights. Back for St. Michael's now is Dana Welch. Brielle Jones calmly brings it over to Cosentino. Binning, and once again in no man's land. Binning has just been excellent in finding where there's no defenders. She just gets it over the front line every single time. And she continues to have a great day at leading the setters in kills so far through the first set and beginning of the second set. Maggie Ferguson back into the game for the setters. She brings it back into play. Patterson digs it up. Bias Rentes to the outside. And Caitlin O'Connor, too much power. An attacking violation. And Ferguson going to keep things going, tied at 5. Ferguson really taking her time. She jumps this one, kept alive by Farnan. And there's a ghost by Baez-Rentas. Lupica on the outside and just hit the wrong part of the hand. Lupica trying to get enough power to float it over the attack line and just kind of missed her hand. There's an attacking error for Lupica. Milanovic going to take over for the serve. Bittiger now to Ferguson. Melendez outside and off the hands. Almost kept alive, but the officials are going to blow it dead. Melendez to the back in Dana Welch. And Welch misses this one, so Melendez going to take over. Left to right. This one's out of play, but Baez-Rentas keeps it alive. They get it over the net. They're out of position. Lupica off the front line. Baez-Rentas slowing it down. An overhand tap over the net. Ferguson now to Brielle Jones off the fingertips. Baez-Rentas now to Patterson. And Bittiger, a great dig. Ferguson needs to bring it back into play, and Jones floating it over. Baez-Rentas out of bounds. And too far. Dana Welch sends it out of play, and a point for Pace. They lead in this second set. Both teams performing extremely well so far. Melendez, Baez-Rentas to Patterson, and off the hands of Ferguson. Leaving no breathing room for Pace. Every time Pace gains that lead, St. Michael strikes back almost immediately. Farnan going to slow things down as she's going to tie her shoe on the outside. But with Farnan, she's been great so far this year. And she's made NE10 weekly honor roll once this year, back in the first week of the season. Farnan. And Farnan's going to get a service error. Pace gets that lead right back. Farnan, 2 service errors this game, up to 31 on the year. And Jaden Binning back in. She floats this over the top. Baez-Rentas gets it to the opposite side, and Patterson and Melendez can't control the velocity. Too much heat, and Patterson once again ties this game up. Baez-Rentas serves it. Melendez to Ferguson, now to Abastante. Did it stay in? It did! Couldn't get much better of a kill. Abastante threads the needle up front and gets it right on the line in that back left corner. Cosentino going to take over. She jumps this one. Patterson now to Baez-Rentas. Back to Patterson. Melendez, a great dig, but they have to keep it up. Cosentino into the scorer's table, and Jada Screen cannot get it over the net. Great effort by Cosentino, as they're going to slow the game down just to fix the scorer's table. Cosentino appears to be fine after the collision. They're just making sure that everything is plugged in still between the scoreboard and also the live stats, if anyone's keeping up with the live stats during this game. So still trying to fix it. Would have been a great highlight play if Cosentino was able to keep that one alive, but we wouldn't be able to record it or keep track of it. You'd only have to pay attention to the commentary. Patterson now to Melendez. Cosentino sets up Jones on the outside. Great dig by Farnan. Now to Rentas, blocked up front. Rentas sneaks it over. Bittiger. Cosentino, nice to Abastante, and Baez-Rentes. She wipes it out of bounds as Abastante knew right where she was going. St. Michael's out of position, trying to keep that one out of play, and it set up Pace nicely as they're able to slow it down, get a nice look, and set up the point. Farnan digs it up. Now to Baez-Rentes. Jones trying to get a hand on it, and St. Michael's once again strikes right back. They will not let Pace go on a lead and let this game run away from them. Almeida back into the game. Farnan checking out. They want to score some points. Melendez right in front of the net. Cosentino. And we're checking. It was floated up on front of the net, but Cosentino was able to keep it on her side, trying to set up one of her outside hitters. St. Michael's tried to go over the net, as Dana Welch did not like that call. 1 point deficit. Bittiger sends it over. Here's Baez-Rentes down to Welch. Binning going to set up Cosentino. Now to Melendez. Here's Farnan getting the dig. And blocked up front. Patterson keeps it alive. And Cosentino sends it to the outer perimeter. Ball doesn't lie. St. Michael's gets a point right back following the violation. They're going to wipe the court real quick as we continue to advance in this second set. 11-11. As both teams haven't really been able to break away with the lead. It's been back and forth, even including that first set. Although the first set has been more of runs. And that one's going to go out of bounds by Dana Welch. Another service error by St. Michael's, and they continue to struggle a little bit in getting that ball into play. They have been great so far with responding to setters getting some points. Madison Lupica and Maggie Ferguson now into the game for Jada Screen and Georgette Cosentino. Ferguson now back for the serve. She's going to send this one over. Farnan now to Baez-Rentes. And it was Beth Syverson who got a palm on it, aiming for the back right corner. No luck. 13-11, and Ferguson going to continue. Here's Ferguson. She sends a bullet and off the net. A little bit of heat from Ferguson, and St. Michael's is able to get a point back following the service error. A bit uncharacteristic for Ferguson. That's only her 14th service error on the year. Here's Bittiger keeping it alive. Now to Ferguson. Binning floats it over. Baez-Rentes right in front for Patterson. And Patterson gets it into no man's land, but Lupica keeps it alive. Baez-Rentes spiking it. Now to Bittiger. And Melendez on the outside, off the front line, and a point for Pace. Had to play it as it was off the fingertips of that attacking row. Pace looking to break away with a lead. Melendez back for the setters. Here's Melendez. And just a rough look, a service ace for Melendez. It was off the hands of Dana Welch, who was trying to get it over to Baez-Rentes. And it was kind of in between Baez-Rentes and Beth Syverson. Melendez once again. Dana Welch over the top, and Binning immediately strikes back. And it's a 4-point lead for the setters. A timeout for St. Michael's College as they're going to talk things over. Pace trying to come away with a win in this second set. A little bit of life from the Pace crowd as they're starting to get a wave going. Fans, if you're looking for news and information around the NE10, visit us at northeast10.org. The official league website is the best place to find all the latest scores, standings, statistics, news, stories, and video content from all around the NE10. You might want to keep an eye out for the NE10 website to find out whether St. Michael's or Pace is improving their standing and hopefully to make it to the NE10 championship. They've been looking to get back there as both of these teams have been struggling through recent years. Talking about a couple of these setters on senior day. Jones has had a nice game so far. And double-double Jones, she has had double-double with that win at home against Southern Connecticut State. She's now up to 7 double-doubles on the year. Great on the defensive side with getting digs. And also, if they're setting her up on the outside, you know she's going to be coming with a missile. Melendez back out once again. Left to right. And too far. An error by Melendez. Now it's a 3-point deficit, and taking over is Farnan. Farnan overhands it now to Bittiger. Here to Ferguson. Jones on the outside. Farnan retrieves. Sneaking it over, and a nice phantom sneak by Baez Renta. She's been trying that a lot so far. And it's difficult to keep an eye out for a setter, especially if you know that she has the ability to get a couple kills for herself. 54 kills coming into this contest. Bittiger off the wrong part of the hand, but Melendez keeps it alive. Jones fists this one. Now to Farnan. Baez Rentes to Patterson on the outside. Almost hit the antenna. Here's Bittiger. Now to Jones. Blocked up front. Bittiger keeps it alive. Now to Binning. Farnan. Baez Rentes quickly. And off the hands of Melendez, St. Michael storming back and almost a chance to tie this game up at 16. Farnan had that great dig on the receiving end for Jones. She's going to take over. She floats this one. Jones keeps it alive. And Lupica up front, right past 3. St. Michael's attack liners, and the middle blockers cannot do anything there. Lupica, too much power. Coach Wilkins going to talk things over with Bittiger as she subs out of the game. Jaden Binning. That's kept up by his Rentis. Now to Patterson on the opposite end and out of bounds. Patterson was looking to go the power alley and find that open area in the opposite front line. No luck there. Here's Binning once again, 18-15 in favor of the setters. Milatovic. Now Patterson keeps it alive. And blocked up front. On the play, it's a block Soto for Almeida. Abastante was the one who went up with it. Almeida blocked it, and right off the face of Abastante, who kind of just laughed towards her bench. Here's Jones setting up Ferguson, and a ball handling error. Now a 1-point match again. St. Michael's refuses to go away. Baez Rentes sends it over. Now to Melendez. Ferguson, Pace looking for a point. Blocked up front by Patterson. It's a tie game and a timeout. Patterson is excited after that block solo up front, 18-18, and Pace in trouble of losing the lead. And Patterson, we kept talking about her. She is elite. Ella Patterson remains one of the biggest weapons for the Purple Knights this year. And her freshman campaign resulted in her being named NE10 All-Rookie Team. She followed that up with an even better year this year. She jumped from 2 kills per set in year 1 to 320 kills per set. A huge difference for the sophomore outside hitter. She also surpassed her kill total from last season, and she's already up to 160 coming into this game. as St. Michael's is continuing to try and change the script and completely revive this program. They've had some struggles in the Castle. Purple Knights have had their ups and downs this year, but they have a real chance to making the NE10 postseason, and that would be excellent for the program. They have a 12-116 record since 2016. Baez Rentis starts it up once again, and Abastante out of bounds. St. Michael's takes the lead. So 2 straight points from the product of Abastante. Baez Rentis. Now Melendez keeps it up. Jones has to get it over. Here's Baez Rentis and setting up Dana Welch. All diving. Melendez keeps it up. Bittiger. Great digs by both of them. And just out of bounds. Lupica was the one who had to get it over the top. And great effort by the blue and gold. Here's Melendez setting up the play. Now Jones floats it over. Milanovic now to Baez Rentis, and Patterson off the net. A point for Pace, and they respond quickly. A couple substitutions as now Cosentino and Jada Screen back into the game. Ferguson and Lupica back to the bench. Cosentino going to take over. Has been solid for Pace in the serving position. Cosentino now to Farnan. Baez Rentis up front, and a point for St. Michael's. Abastante and Jada Screen were on the effort trying to block it. And a little bit of a roof block. It was blocked by them, but just ended up on their side of the net. Ala Patterson going to take over. Melendez close to the net. Cosentino. And it's a point for St. Michael's. It was close to the net. Cosentino made contact. And it's another timeout by Coach Wilkins. St. Michael's now with a 22-19 lead in this second set. They're threatening with going up 2-0 against the Setters on their senior day. Don't miss NE10 action this season on NE10 Now, the conference's digital streaming platform. Watch all regular season and postseason contests, which are coming up on NE10Now.tv or downloading our NE10 Now app on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. It is free for all viewers, so make sure you tune in to watch all of your favorite teams, including your Pace University Setters, even the visiting St. Michael's College. St. Michael's already back onto the court. Coach Wilkins still talking it over. And the blue and gold has had a couple errors as T-Bone's on the court right now trying to hype up the crowd. Same rotation that they had coming into the timeout. It's going to be Abastante and Jada Screen playing up front. They've been getting a couple blocks, but in the past couple points, they haven't had luck. Patterson, right to left. Cosentino now setting up Jones, blocked up front. Melendez in the vicinity. Cosentino to Jones once again, aiming for the back line. Baez Rentis, and off the hand of Cosentino, a point for St. Michael's. And Pace cannot respond, 23-19. Only 2 more points for the Purple Knight. As Patterson once again sends it back into play, and a service error. Pace gets a break, and they break into the 20s. A 3-point match in the second set. Brielle Jones back for the Setters. 242.5 points. 362 points per set for Jones. Farnan keeps it alive, setting up Welch, and Pace unable to block it once again. It was Jada Screen and Abastante. And St. Michael's is just able to force it to end up past the Setters attack line. Here's going to be Almeida. Cosentino now to Abastante and blocked, but out of bounds. A point for Pace. 21-24, and Jaden Binning back into the game for Abastante. Second set in the hands of Bittiger. She fires this one. Patterson digs it up. Baez-Rentes over to O'Connor. And it's just blocked back towards O'Connor, but out of play. And St. Michael's takes the second set. They're up 2-0. And maybe we could see a sweep for the Purple Knights. You're watching Pace Sports Network. Anytime now, Jack Cunningham here with you. We'll be right back for the third set. We welcome you back to the Goldstein Fitness Center in Pleasantville, New York for the Pace University women's volleyball team's senior day as they take on St. Michael's, a nail-biting first two sets as Pace on the verge of elimination as St. Michael's takes the first two sets. They're up 2-0. Don't count out the setters just yet. They've been able to execute the reverse sweep time and time again, especially during this season. 2 reverse sweeps for the blue and gold. They begin to take the court once again. The first set ended with a victory for St. Michael's, 25-23, only a 2-point deficit. Meanwhile, St. Michael's was able to run away with the lead and take the victory in the second set, 25-21. So far, Jaden Binning and Daniela Abastante have been great middle blockers for the blue and gold so far. 5 kills apiece for them. Meanwhile, Dana Welch, 7 kills for the outside hitter. It's going to be St. Michael's starting up with the serve from Baez-Rentes. Here's the third set, presented by Pace Sports Network. Anytime now, Jones on the outside, and they take a first 1-0 lead, the first time that they've led all day to start a set. Looking for a victory here in the third set to force another one. Here's Jones on the service. Now to Ella Patterson. Baez-Rentes slowly back to Patterson. Back to Abastante up front, who got a hand on it, almost a block, but ended up on her own side. and had to make a play on it to keep it off the ground. It's a 1-1 opening to this set. Here's Ella Patterson now on the service. And miscommunication between the setters, Melendez and Bittiger, both fighting for the ball. And it just ended up out of play. 2-1 for St. Michael's. Here's Patterson sending it over. And on the line, that was inbounds. Melendez tried to play off. And a service ace for Patterson, and she's been killing it from that back line throughout today. Here's Patterson once again. She floats this one in front of Melendez, and another service ace, back-to-back for Ella. Make it 4-1, and not the way that the blue and gold wanted to start in this final set. Trying to force it to 4. Here's Patterson. She has other plans as Bittiger keeps that one. Screen sends it over. Now to Farnan. Opposite side in Welch and out of bounds. Pace strikes back. They get a point, and it's a 4-2 lead in favor of St. Michael's. Bittiger back for Pace. Slowing things down. Here's the jump serve for Bittiger. And out of play, a service error once again for Pace. Making a couple substitutions. Now up front is going to be Dana Welch. Here's Almeida. Jones keeps it alive. Cosentino and a spike up front by Binning. Keeps it at 2, 5-3, and Pace now has a couple players coming into the game. It's going to be Sienna Shirley and Maggie Ferguson. Maggie Ferguson going to go back for the blue and gold to send it over. Pace still trails by 2. Here's Ferguson slowly bouncing it. She brings it back into play. Ferguson to the backside, and O'Connor. Now to Welch. Bittiger keeps it alive. Now to Ferguson, and spiked down by Binning. Farnan outside and out of bounds. It was Dana Welch. Welch looking for the opening in no man's land as Ferguson goes back once again. 1 point game now. Here's Ferguson. Now Tobias Rentes sent back, and that's in bounds. Jaden Binning and Sienna Shirley both get a block assist. We had to see what the official, it was a close call. But it's going to be a point for Pace, and we have a tie game here in Goldstein Fitness Center. Ferguson looking to continue this run. She fires this one. O'Connor, Tobias Rentes. A tough bounce, and it was a little bit of confusion for the setters. Definitely not what Beth Syverson intended to do as she's laughing it over with her teammates. But the setters weren't expecting it either. That one floats right in the middle of pretty much every single setter on the court. Dana Welch fires this one. Bittiger now Binning, blocked up front by Syverson. Back-to-back plays. Welch going to get another chance. 2 point lead for the Purple Knights. She overhands this one, and that's out of bounds. A point for Pace. And they're going to set up Melendez. Melendez on the year. 6 service aces, 12 service errors as she brings it over to Welch. Baez Rentes over to Syverson, blocked up front. Continued by O'Connor. Baez Rentes now to O'Connor, and blocked once again. Sienna Shirley and Jaden Binning refuse to let that one pass. Straight denial by the attacking row of the setters. 7-7 here in Goldstein Fitness Center, and it's back and forth. Melendez once again on the service. She fires this one over the top. It's Welch and Syverson Gonna send the bullet. Bittiger to the outside, and Jones, and she had to keep that one alive. Baez-Rentes, and it's a joust in the middle. O'Connor keeps it alive. Now Farnan. O'Connor fires it to Melendez. Ferguson setting up Jones. And Jones, great dig by Farnan, but the play is blown dead, and a point for Pace. A receiving error. The blue and gold is able to take a 1-point lead, 8-7 in favor of the Setters. Melendez continues with this momentum. Brings it back into play. Melendez now over to Dana Welch. Baez-Rentes setting up corner again, and a great dig by Carolus Melendez. Jones taking her chances now. Play is blown dead again. And another point for Pace on the receiving error. Baez-Rentes does not like the call, as she's trying to get an explanation from the official. Melendez hitting her stride. 9-7 in favor of Pace. Welch, Baez-Rentes, back to Welch, and is it out of bounds? It is! Carolus Melendez, keep doing what you're doing at the service. 3-point lead for Pace. Melendez sends a bullet. Welch once again. Baez-Rentes back to O'Connor. Blocked up front, but can't get it back to the Purple Knights side. They strike back as that one just landed right in front of Shirley, who was in on the play. Maggie Ferguson back into the game. Here's Milanovic. Binning sets up Ferguson to the outside, and Jones! Jones, a huge swing. (11-8). And that's why Brielle Jones has led the blue and gold in kills this year. They want to be setting her up as much as they can. Shirley, Abastante, and Jones up front. That one was down by Patterson. Binning tried to make a dive for it. And St. Michael's, they get a point right back, 11-9, as Kyla Farnan, the libero, heads back for the serve. She sends it over, but off the front of the net, and the hitters roll right in front of Melendez, who tried to make a pancake dig. Could not get there in time. Both teams into double digits. Pace leads by 1. Jones digs it up. Now Ferguson, and getting it over is Shirley, right over the attacking line. 12-10 Setters as Shirley gets kill number 2. She's going to come out of the game as Cosentino and Jada Screen. Ferguson also heads towards the bench. Cosentino taking over from service. Cosentino, she's going to hit it over. Very close, and it's a point for Pace. Service ace for Cosentino. Dana Welch and Milanovic were looking at it. Jumped out of the way last second and end up on the line. If it was an inch farther, would have been going the other way for St. Michael's. Cosentino once again. Welch going to play this one. Baez-Rentes. Bittiger able to go for the power alley. Abastante floats it over the attacking line. Bittiger keeps it alive. Jones again off the front line. And St. Michael's cannot deny Jones. Jones gets another point for the Setters. It's 14-10. Cosentino looking to get in a groove. She sends a bullet, and off the face, another service ace. Dana Welch kind of caught in her upper body, and Coach Bro is going to call a timeout as Pace takes a 15-10 lead over the Purple Knights. Pace has been able to complete the reverse sweep before, and they're looking to do it once again. Pace University Athletics would like to thank all of its corporate partners, including SAS Technology, Frank and Joe's, the official caterer of Pace Athletics, Lucio's Pizza, Pace Athletics' official pizzeria, Philadelphia Insurance Company, and Ticket Smarter. So we mentioned Purple Knights had a great year, one of their better ones in the most recent years, 12 and 116 in the years since 2016, including that 1-20 season a year ago. They're off to a great start, especially considering those numbers, and it's been mainly from the underclassmen stepping up. Also, Pace, a very young squad. They're highlighted by several freshmen. Melendez having a great game so far, but also Yasmin Muhammad has been terrific for the blue and gold as well. As we're going to come out of the timeout, Cosentino was waiting for the ball as St. Michael sets up. Cosentino fires it over. Back into play. Off the hands of Welch. Baez Rentes keeps it alive. Milanovic sends it over. Cosentino setting up Jones on the outside, and she refuses to be denied. Jones, another kill, another point, 16-10 for Pace. Purple Knights have not had an answer for Cosentino. They run out of the way this time, and that one does actually go out of bounds. St. Michael's gets one back and ends that run by the Setters. They got some time to go. They still trail 16-11. Baez Rentes brings it over, and Abastante. Baez Rentes, a dig for her. Farnan setting up Patterson on the outside. Melendez keeps it in bounds. Cosentino now back to Jones. Off the front line, Patterson cannot connect. Jones, another kill for her. 17-11 as she's going to go back for the serve and hopefully bring it close to ending this third set and keeping this game alive. Exciting third set here. Jones over to Farnan. Baez Rentes. And that's in bounds. A great kill by Almeida to find the opening. No one there for the Setters. 17-12 as Patterson taking over on the perimeter. Patterson fires it over. She had 2 service aces last time she was up. Cosentino now to Melendez. Kept alive by O'Connor. Baez Rentes now to Welch. Cosentino overhand tap to Bittiger. Now Melendez. And that's in! A little deception by Melendez. Looking towards the back right corner. And immediately goes to back left. Patterson nowhere there to receive it. 18-12 in favor of Pace. Bittiger takes over. Right to left. Baez Rentes up front. Cosentino gets the dig, but going to sail out of bounds. Great response by Almeida as she's going to take over the serve. Several players up front for St. Michael's. Almeida brings it back into play. Jones now to Cosentino, slowing it down. Now to Melendez off the front line, and a point for Pace. They are not taking their foot off the gas pedal. 19-13, and they're looking for a quick response. Ferguson and Shirley back into the game, and Ferguson takes over control of the ball. 3-3 for the St. Michael's front line and back line. Running start for Ferguson. O'Connor keeps it. Now Tobias Rentes. Blocked up front by Melendez and Binning. They're going to take their chances again with Welch. And Jones made eye contact with it, but thought for sure it was in bounds. But that one stays in bounds. By a couple inches, I will say. Dana Welch on the service. Melendez got a forearm on it, but off the net, and a point for Purple Knights. Once again, 19-15 now. They've been great and starting up their own runs as well. Dana Welch holding the ball. They're going to wipe down the court real quick, especially in the second line with Bittiger. Official blows it. Good in play. Welch fires this one. Ferguson keeps it up in the air. Now Melendez forcing it over. Baez-Rentes to O'Connor. Blocked up front. Pace setting it up. Ferguson now to Melendez. Off the front line. Welch now to Patterson. O'Connor has to get it over. Jones digs it up. Ferguson up front for Binning. And it's a point for St. Michael's. Binning continuing to do what she's done all day and find that opening. This time she has no luck. Her first attacking error of the day. Welch looking to keep her run going. Jones digs it up. Ferguson. Now Melendez strikes. Great dig by Farnan. Baez-Rentes slowly over to Welch. Ferguson. Bittiger. Melendez. And a campfire in the middle. Melendez. No one making a play on it. And it was in between everyone. Up to 20 for Pace, and they had that huge run when Melendez was serving it over. Running start for Melendez. Baez-Rentes sets up front, and Syverson off the hands of Binning, and a ball handling error. Binning jumped a little bit too early, but still got her hands on the ball, and Sienna Shirley had to make a play on it. Ferguson back into the game. Now Milanovic goes back for St. Michael's. She fires this one over. Ferguson sets up Melendez on the back line. Blocked up front by Syverson. They keep it alive. Ferguson now to Jones. Blocked again. And that was in bounds. Bittiger had to play it. Perfect blocked up front between Syverson and Patterson. Milanovic trying to chip away at this lead. Bittiger, Ferguson, now Shirley keeps it in bounds. Baez-Rentes, Farnan, Patterson. Bittiger digs it up. Now Ferguson, sending it over is Melendez. Digging it is Ferguson. Jones, nice ability to keep it over. Baez-Rentes setting up Patterson, blocked up front. Rejection by Sienna Shirley and Jaden Binning. There's going to be a timeout call for Coach Bro. And they're going to talk things over. 21-18 in favor of Pace. They're flirting with taking a victory in this third set. Taking a look at the coaching for the Purple Knights. Yeah, they're coached by Lauren Bro. She served 3 seasons as an assistant coach, but Bro was named head coach of the St. Michael's women volleyball team in May 19, 2023. Her first season at the head coaching position. And she's provided to be a great mentor. As we said before, a lot of underclassmen for the St. Michael's squad, either in their first or second years, including Patterson, who is only a sophomore, and then their experienced players include Alexandra Baez-Rentes. She's only a junior. Not a lot of upperclassmen who play for this squad. Also, another freshman who continues to have a great season for the Purple Knights is actually their libero, Kylie Farnan, freshman out of Phoenix, Arizona. So Bittiger and Binning going to sub out as Morgan Amos is going to take over for the serve. Amos gets it started off the restart. Baez-Rentes over to Patterson. Melendez got a forearm on it, but could not connect. 2-point game, but Pace still has the edge. Binning and Bittiger likely to check back into the game, as Amos going to come out. Taking over is Kyla Farnan. Farnan now to Melendez. Ferguson sets up Jones, who just floats it over. That's a dig by Milanovic, and Patterson blocked up front. Rejected by Sienna Shirley. They keep it alive. Bittiger, Ferguson firing it, and out of bounds. Pace still has the edge by 1 point, but St. Michael's came all the way back despite Pace having a large lead. Towards the middle of the set, Farnan once again looking for the sweep. Off the hands of Jones, and a receiving error. Service ace for Farnan. She needed that after 2 service errors, and now Coach Wilkins going to take a timeout. It's tied at 21 here in Goldstein Fitness Center. Pace looking to avoid the sweep. We spoke of the head coach for St. Michael's. Now taking a look at Coach Wilkins. She came into Pace just her second season for the Blue and Gold, but she spent 11 seasons as a head coach in Division II women's volleyball. Overall record, she has a winning record, 170 and 145, and she entered the Pace volleyball program in February of 2022. Wilkins was named Skyline Conference Coach of the Year in 2019 after she guided Manhattanville women's volleyball to a 24-6 overall record. Also perfect in conference play, 11-0, and even took the regular season title, a conference championship, and the program's first ever trip to the NCAA championship. The Setters really have bought into Coach Wilkins' plan and completely shocking the conference with one of the best winning percentages this entire year. Farnan fires this one over. Melendez keeps it up. Setting up Jones, and to the back line in Milanovic. Baez-Rentes, Patterson off the shoulder of Ferguson, and St. Michael's takes their first lead of the game. They're looking for the sweep. Keep your eyes on the screen as Farnan sends the jump serve over. Jones digs it up. Ferguson now swinging is Shirley. Up in front, Abastante floats it over. Nice forearm grab by Melendez. Jones over the top. Farnan digs it up, and Patterson once again. Melendez now to Ferguson on the opposite side, and Jones off the front line, and a point for Jones. Even at 22 once again, and not a single set has not been close. Now Cosentino and screen coming in for Shirley and Ferguson. Cosentino going to take over at the service. Cosentino so far this year has been terrific, especially setting up her other players. 446 assists total. Here's Baez-Rentes over the top. Brielle Jones, nice vision by her. She's going to take her chance once again. Patterson, Baez-Rentes up front and to the exact same spot. Almeida knew where to go. Took her chances not once but twice. Gets a point on the second try. St. Michael's gets the lead once again. The setter goes back for the Purple Knights and Baez-Rentes. Cosentino setting up Jones. Blocked up front. 2-point lead for St. Michael's, and they're 1 point away from the sweep on Senior Day. A timeout once again by Coach Wilkins as they're going to talk things over. Looking at both these squads and how they performed today through the first 3 sets, Jaden Binning has led the setters all day, 10 kills. Meanwhile, Dana Welch is sitting with 8 kills for the Purple Knights. Meanwhile, on the defensive end, Kyla Farnan, 17 digs for her compared to Jamie Bittiger's 16. Looking at these team stats, 74 points compared to Pace's 66. But the errors in this game have came on the attacking end. St. Michael's 20 attacking errors compared to Pace's 21. The hitting percentage is not good in this game. St. Michael's only hitting a 128 compared to Pace, who's hitting a .088. Not like the Setters. They've hit over 200 in their last 6 games. They look to stay alive. Cosentino now to Abastante, and she responds right out of the timeout, 23-24. And Brielle Jones needs to get a couple points on this serve, or it's game over. Jones brings it back into play. Kept up by Almeida. Baez-Rentes now to Patterson. Cosentino digs it up. Bidiger setting up Melendez. And a nice dig by Milanovic. Baez-Rentes to Patterson. Jones keeps it alive. We're still playing. Melendez now to Milanovic. Baez-Rentes to Patterson once again. Bidiger. Cosentino slowing it down. Striking is Melendez over the top. Dug up by Patterson. And Dana Welch ends the game on Senior Day. They sweep the Setters with another score in the final set, 25-23 here in Goldstein Fitness Center. A 3-0 sweep for the Purple Knights. The Setters come home with a loss on Senior Day, dropping to a 12-7 record. Meanwhile, St. Michael's improves to a 6-9 record following the win. St. Michael's will return back home for their next matchup as it's the Purple Knights Senior Day. They will go head-to-head with one of the best teams in the conference in American International College. Match start is set for 1 p.m. on Saturday, November 4th. Meanwhile, Pace will be away from home for 2 straight matches on the road. They travel to Manchester, New Hampshire to face the Penmen of Southern New Hampshire University. Match is set for Friday at 7 p.m. Then they will play the following day against Franklin Pierce in Rindge, New Hampshire. Start is 1 p.m. on Saturday, November 4th. The Setters return home for their final out-of-conference matchup against the Eagles of Post University. That match will be on November 8th at 7 p.m. Until next time, this has been Jack Cunningham with the Pace Sports Network. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone.